Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. I am Aisha from Peshawar Model School, Noshera campus. This is my second video and second lecture for the SVT for the month of May. Students, I hope all of you are fine and doing well at home. And I also hope that you are done with question number 1 for the SVT for the month of May in your new copies. I have told you about the details of your copies, that you are going to use a new copies, 4-line copies for your new task, that is for the month of May. And students, I want to add one more thing, and that is that your writing should be neat and clean, because plus points are going to be added to your marks. Another thing I want to mention in here, as I mentioned in the previous videos, are that these SVTs, the 2 SVTs, are quite important, and the marks for these SVTs are going to be added to your term exams. Students, you should be using pencil, you should write neatly and cleanly, and the usage of 4 lines should be proper. Okay students, moving on toward today's task, today's question. Today in this video, as it is video number 2 for grade 4 English, we are going to explain, we are going to do question number 2 for you, that is on your SVT task for the month of May. So question number 2, as you can see on the screen, is make sentences. Question number 2 is make sentences. So you are going to make sentences. Words are going to be given to you from your chapter, the chapter unit number 1. If you have remembered that we are already done with unit number 1 and some of it exercises, so you should be clear about that. You would have an idea about what was there in unit number 1. So the words for the sentences are from that chapter. So you need to just understand the meaning of the word, and then you need to make your own sentences. So 5 words are given to you, and you need to understand it and then make your own sentences. For your help and guidance, I am going to make sentences, but student, I'll recommend that you should not copy my sentences and you should make your own sentences. You should be more creative, because you have a lot of time and you can do your SVT as much better as you want. So I'm going to tell you about the words, I'm going to give you the clues, I'm going to tell you the meaning of the words, and I'm also going to make sentences to just show you the method. You already know about the method, but just to make it more clear to you, and then you're going to make your own sentences. Plus points are going to be given to you if you made your own sentences, because it is highly recommended for class 4 to make your own sentences. Okay students, the words for the sentences are: number A, as you can see through the screen, is harbor. Number B, jumping. C, began. D, hiding. E, visitors. These are the 5 words that are going to be on the question. Students, you need to take out your SVT copies. I'm going to do it along with you. Okay students, so take out your SVT copies. I'm going to tell you about the clue, the meanings, the sentences, and the method of how you're going to do it in your SVT copy. Okay students, your question on your copy should look like this. You should note down this question in your copy, in your SVT copies, and it should look like this, somewhat like this. As you can see, I have wrote down question number 2, write sentences, words, meanings, and then sentences. You can skip this part because the meanings are not for you. I have just wrote down the meanings over here, just to make it more understandable and clear for you, like to just make you understand the words. I have wrote down the meanings. You can skip just this part and you will have to write the words and the sentence only. You will not write this part, you'll skip this meanings part. Students, I'm just saying this again to you, that as we did in the class, I'm just writing these meanings to just make it clear for you. These are not to just write in your SVT copies. Don't write the meanings, just understand the meanings in your mind, and you have to write only words and then sentences of it. So your question in your copy should look like this. Question number 2, write sentences, words, and then sentences. Okay, as the word number 1 was harbor. Harbor mean port, bandargah. means the place where ship stops. Like, you know, you have bus stops and all that, where bus stops and all that. So the ship and the boats, etc., the seaports, like the sea stops where ship and ports and all these things, like the sea vehicles land, they are called ports. Harbor mean port. A land, a place where ship stops, like ship stop is known as harbor. You can also call it seaport or just port. A place or a stop where ship stops, where ship lands, it is called harbor. So you can say, I have just wrote down a sentence, you can make your own sentence. The sentence I made is, we saw many ships in the harbor. Okay, number second word is jumping. Jumpings mean kudna, mean when you push yourself suddenly off the ground and into the air using your legs. Means when you're jumping, like you push yourself suddenly and then you make yourself up and down using your legs and keeping your legs in the air. That is jumping, kudna. Monkeys were jumping on the tree or on the bed, or you can also write children were jumping. Yeah, children were jumping on the bed. So jumping means kudna, when you push yourself up and down using your legs and keeping your legs in the air. It is like suddenly pushing yourself. It's an act, it's a kind of a verb that you're doing. It's a verb, it's an action that you're doing. You're just doing like this, you know, you're jumping. Okay, then there is began. Began means start, shuru karna, start something. Began is the second form of begin. Begin, began and begun. So this is the second form of begin. It means start, shuru karna. It's a past tense of begin. You can write, he began to learn English. He began to learn English, or you can also write, he began to go to school or something like this. Okay, number 4 is, you can make sentence of begin by yourself, on your own self. You can just take help over from here. This is just for your guidance. You should not copy these sentences. Students, I'm telling you again, you should make your own sentences. Okay, word number 4 is hiding. Hiding. Hiding means to put out of sight in secret place. When you hide, like when you just go to a place where nobody can find you, or where you go to some kind of a secret place, that means that it is hiding. Means hiding, chupna. To put out of sight in secret place, chupna. So my sentence, the sentence I made is, where is she hiding? Or I'm hiding behind the tree, I'm hiding under the table. You can just make a lot of sentences like this. Number 5 is visitors. Visitors mean guest or outsider that comes to your home to visit you, or visitors can be someone who visits a place or a person. Visitors are like guests, they come to visit you. A person who visits some place, person or house is visitor. Mehman means kind of mehman or guest, someone who visits a place, or who come from outside to visit you. Visitors is mostly like tourist or guest, etc. The dog ran at the visitor and bit him. Mean visitors are outsiders, so your home dog went over the visitor and bit him. So I made this sentence. You can make your own sentence for the visitors. As I told you, visitors are the guest or someone who visits a place. Okay students, that was set for the video. This is your question. By the end of the task, skipping this meanings, because this is not included, this is not the requirement of the question. This was just for your understanding, so you don't need to write this on your SVT copy. Just write words and then write sentences of it, your own sentences, by taking help over from here. By the end of the task, your question should look like this. Question number 2, write sentences, words, and then sentences of those words. These are 5 words. You can see it on the screen, and I hope you got the picture through the WhatsApp group. You can just take the words from there as well it is not clear to you. These are the 5 words, and these sentences should be your own sentences by taking help from this video. Okay students, that was that for the video. Hope you got what was in this task and you'll do it on time and neatly and cleanly. Take care of yourself and see you in the next video, video number 3, lecture number 3 for grade 4 English.